Well, for those of you who don't know me, I think pretty much everybody in here probably does, but my name is Carmen Ball, and I was in LegalShield prior. I took a break, and we came back about 10 months ago. I think we've added about 40 people into the organization since then. Yes. And so that's what we're going to talk about today is really, different things like what it takes to actually work with your team once you've got them recruited. Because how many people in here have team members that do nothing?
Yes.
You've recruited, and it's going nowhere, right?
Forget to see yourself to the manager, then.
And then they're done. Exactly. So why do you want to build a team? Anybody have an idea?
More income, leverage.
Exactly. So leveraged income, it's part of our marketing plan. It's part of our compensation plan, right? So why not tap into that and learn more about it? And I think a lot of people want to, because we all want to, know that we are leaders or whatever, and growing a team, you want to be part of that, but it doesn't always.
Other stuff, so it has
I'm talking. But like I said, it doesn't always go anywhere. So I'm going to talk about that. So
listening to
away from you and gives you freedom. So if you are only marketing memberships and you're the only one working, if something happens, you get sick, you got to go take care of a family member, you go on vacation, you don't have an income coming in, right? Unless you work. So in order to make it grow away from you, give you that freedom, is you want that leveraged income. You want a team that's working. And so then we have, you grow as a leader. So, having a team doesn't make you a leader. Working with your team and getting your team to be able to do what you do, right? And inspire people to want to do what you do is becoming a leader. And by building a team, it just puts you in a different mindset because you want them to do well, right? And want to follow you. So you grow as a leader when you have a team. It adds energy and movement into your business. Just like I said, I came in 10 months ago. We've already got like 40 people in the organization. And, we are rocking and rolling. So, and it creates that energy and it makes people want to be a part of what you're doing. And so you just carry yourself so much differently when you're out talking to people because you have that, right? So, and it's fun getting to know people and playing. And when things are moving in your organization, oh my gosh, it's so much fun and rewarding because you are getting people past things that get them stuck and all that kind of stuff. And we'll talk about that. Okay, so finding prospects for your team. Work with your warm market first. Okay, everybody should be working with their warm market first. And don't prejudge. And I want to show you an exercise that I do with our team that helps them think about the people that they could talk to. So if everybody can pull out a sheet of paper. Sheet of paper, participation. This is a key thing in our organization that helps. It's kind of like giving yourself an assignment, okay? So you're going to put a circle on your paper. This is you. I don't know if they can see. You. Okay, and then it's kind of like a sun. You're going to do like 4 little sun rays. You're going to draw 3 lines under each of those. Okay, and then 3 in the middle here. This is what I call a community map. Most people, if you can see that, sorry. Most people, when you ask them about their community, they're thinking their neighborhood, right? Where they, and they're shopping and everything, the stuff they do where they currently live. But your community or your communities are pockets of places that you've been or people. So for instance, your kids' school, your prior job, maybe you were in the hospital, those are all communities. And so what you're going to do is on here, you're going to put maybe school, the different places you can think of where there's pockets of people, even the grocery store. Okay, so we're going to put the store, we're going to put job. Your kids' job. They're not kids anymore, I hope at that point. And then the 3 lines underneath is I want you to think of just 3 people in each of those places. Just 3. And this goes really well with the company's memory jogger, because you can look on there to get ideas on that too. And then the middle one, this is for out of state. Like we have some team on the Zoom right now, and we have Mississippi, Oklahoma, Arizona. I think that's in here in Colorado, Pueblo, all those areas are on the online right now. So because we focus on also doing the out of state. Okay, so this is their assignment or your assignment, because, you know, especially if you've been in for a long time, you start to think, oh, I don't have any more market anymore. Like you went through it all already. So this is an assignment. So I say, do this, and this is what you're focusing on this week. If they do it faster, that's great. And then you do it again. And then you do it again. Then you do it again. And you always have people to talk to and go to. Yes.
So when you say this is what we focus on this week, so you focus on one of those lines for the week?
No, the whole map, the community map, that is, because how many people is that? 16 people in a week that you're talking to. Okay, and then after you've done your warm market, after your new associates have done the warm market, then we ask that you talk to your leaders about other ideas on getting prospects. Okay, because every team has different ideas on that. And then ask for help. If what you're doing isn't working, don't get discouraged, just ask for help. You know, talk to somebody who is doing good in that area. I always like to master whatever's missing in my business. So what I mean by that is if, like, I can't get people to stay and work, so I will study it and study it and study it until you master what it takes. Take somebody out to lunch that is a master at it, that you think is a master at it. Okay. Then we have master staying in the system. This is the key to what has changed my mindset, my business, Susan's business. So duplication is essential for success. Stay consistent, simple, and follow the system I'm about to show you, okay? And do you know why you need to follow a system?
Duplicatable.
Exactly, exactly. And you want to do this not sometimes, but all the time. We've all had that time when we're like, well, I can handle this one. They're asking me questions. I know that answer, right? So you have to do it all the time and be consistent, because you're constantly teaching that new prospect what they're going to be doing when they become an associate. Okay, so you always think about that. Also, you don't want to do for one that you can't do for 100, because that bleeds through your organization. Okay, do what duplicates. Again, don't be the expert. Give in and trusting the system. Last Super Saturday, I talked about, I finally just gave in to the system, because, we are always taught that we have to know everything. We have to be the best. We have to, memorize everything. But with this, you do not have to do that, right? You don't want to be the expert. You want to be teaching before they even come in what they're going to be doing. So give in to trusting the system, because you don't have to know everything. Don't be the superstar presenter in networking. Okay. And why don't you want to be the superstar presenter in networking? Yeah, it's not duplicatable. They're gonna be shut down because you were so great at presenting, and that's why they signed up, but they're not seeing how they're gonna be able to do that, because they think they have to study and learn and learn and learn and learn before they're able to do it. So in group or small business, yes, you're going to be this, you got to be a superstar presenter, right? Or bring somebody who is. But with this, you don't. With networking, it's opposite. Okay. And then we are system driven, not information driven. That's what Mr. Larry Smith tells us all the time. We are system driven, not information driven. So you don't have to know what you're doing from day one. Okay? Use the system, not your knowledge. Okay, and anyone can do it that way. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Anybody can use a tool. Okay, so master the invitation process. Invite prospects to look at the information.
Slow down a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
We're trying to take notes.
No, click, click, click.
We're done.
Sorry about that. So invite prospects to look at the information. So that is our job. It's not to present or sell to them. It's to invite them to a Zoom, a live event, or the video, right? Anything but you. Okay. Use a tool, not you. Live Zoom first. So I always I always invite to the live Zoom first. We have them in our organization on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So I always invite to those first. If for some reason they cannot be on there or they weren't able to get on the Zoom because of their computer or internet or whatever, then I will send them the video. The problem with that, in some instances, is the Zoom is an appointment. So they're setting an appointment with you. When you just send out a video, they can watch it whenever they want. How many people have sent out a video and they just never looked at it? You know, they're like, oh yeah, I'll get to it. You're like, well, let me know when you're done. And you never learn, right? They don't. So what I do, there's two things that I do when I send them a video. One is I'll set an appointment on Zoom and I'll watch the video with them. I just share my screen just like we do here and play the video. And then I'm there when they're finished watching the video. And they don't get off. They watch the whole thing. And the other one is if I'm going to just send it to them, and I'm not going to be getting on a Zoom with them, then I set a time for that. I said, when do you have 20 minutes? Because I use a 20-minute video. I use the one for Liz and Darnell. And so it's 20 minutes long. I said, when do you have 20 minutes that you can watch this video? Because I'm going to call you in 30. Okay. So again, it's setting that appointment, even though I'm just sending out a video. I don't just wait for them to do that. Be on a Zoom with them and call them immediately afterwards. Again, if you're setting that appointment, you know when it's done. If you're watching it with them, you know when it's done, yes. And then ask them what they like best about the information. The way I do it is I say, what did you like best? The membership, the business, or both? And I wait and let them answer. And most of the time, I think every membership I sold almost has been with a recruit. But so what did you like best about what you saw tonight? The membership, the business, or both? Okay. And then let's say they just say just the membership. The membership sounds good. I said, okay, great, let's get you signed up on that. And let me ask you, what do you think about the business? I don't just assume that because I know people are scared. Okay, and people don't want to be sold. So they don't want to feel like that. So the next step, we talk to them, they have questions, right? So then we get them on a three-way call. This one I want to talk about a little bit because I had a struggle with this one because I thought I had to answer. You know, I didn't want to seem stupid and didn't know the answers, didn't know what I was doing. But it allowed giving into the system and start doing the three-way calls is what's made all the difference. So they got a question, don't answer the questions. I mean, a simple one, whatever is fine, but I say, you know what, I would love, and I make it like it's no big deal. I would love for you to meet the person I work closely with. And this would be somebody, if you decide to do this, that you would be working with closely as well. And he knows way more about these, you know, how to answer these questions than I do. So let me see if I can get him on the phone. Okay. So smooth, they love it. Now, you know, one thing I want to talk about just for our marketplace is I feel like we should have each other's numbers. We should know each other's backgrounds and share doing the three-way calls with each other. Because a super important thing is that you introduce them to somebody they can relate to. So I know before we used to do that all the time. If they, like, I was in Mary Kay for years before LegalShield. And so if they had a guest that was in Mary Kay or had done Mary Kay or had done something like that, they would ask me to do the three-way call, or in a live event would come up and introduce, because we have a relatedness. I could tell them why I went from this to here. And so it's really powerful. And I'm on this huge mission right now to just grow Colorado. And I think we need to work as a Colorado team, not individual teams. So,
Yeah.
okay. Now, no matter how excited they are, still do a three-way call. But I want, if they're ready to sign up, you sign them up. Get them signed up, okay? And then do a welcome call. Still the three-way call. Okay, so get them signed up, set up with somebody that they can relate to or your upline, and do a welcome call. So then you're building that bond. They see on a three-way call, they see it's not just you and them. They see there's other people that they're going to be able to work with and ask questions and be like, because they may not relate to me. They may not relate to you. But somebody, if we're working as a team, they're going to relate. Everybody can relate to somebody. Okay. And then edify this. When you do the three-way call, you want to make sure that you edify the person that you're calling before you get them on the phone. It's very awkward to, to try to edify, for the expert, if I just put that out. It's hard for the expert when they're getting all this praise and praise and praise, and now they can't even tell their story because you've said it all. So allow that. That's part of that three-way call process. So enroll them on your money site and do it now. Do it right away. Don't say, because you're nervous, you're going, well, when do you have time? No. Are you at a computer? Oh, you can't get on the computer? Okay, I can just get on mine and we can do it together. Okay. Have your new prospect go to your website while you're still on the phone with them. Again, do everything while you're on the phone. Walk them through the sign-up process. Don't just say, hey, here's my website, because I've seen that. Here's my website, go on there and sign up.
Are they going to get the email back from?
What email?
Well, you said having to go to their prospect or
To yours. This is prospecting. You're bringing them in. Okay. And then teach to teach, not to just learn. So again, the duplication process and the system is teaching those prospects what it's going to be like when they become an associate. It's also teaching the new associate what to do when they get in there and how to work with somebody else. So you're teaching them to be a leader, a recruiter as well. Okay. And you're also teaching them that this is your site and you're going to learn how to use your site. So I want you to go on there and do that. And I'm going to be here with you. We're going to do it together. Okay, so now what? Once you got them signed up, what do we do now? Right? We get them, so immediately schedule the game plan interview. And we schedule that as soon as they sign up. We're scheduling it for within 24 to 48 hours, a game plan interview. Now, Larry Smith does ours right now, but you want to go with your upline, but also, so like Susan and I are starting to do them as well, because we're getting a lot of people, we're working Larry. So
you're working me too hard now. You two go do it for each other.
Yes, exactly. So again, you're growing into your leadership, right? So you schedule that first, and you also schedule the fast start training class. That's something we've been really good at as well, is getting people in those fast start classes. Again, we don't leave it up to them. We don't say, okay, our fast start classes are Tuesdays and Thursdays. We say, nope, the next one is tomorrow. And is there any reason why you couldn't be on that? And I'll be on there with you. Okay. Go with them to both. Make sure you're on there. You're their comfort zone at this point. So you need to be there and support them. And all the times when you're going there with them and stuff, it's really teaching them they're not going to be alone. They're not going to have to figure it out. And it also, they can ask you questions later that they didn't understand. Okay. Working with your team. So again, what do you do once you get them? Right? Am I going too fast still?
Yeah, you are. Yes, sir.
There you go. We'll send out a copy. Does that make you happy?
No.
I was
Okay.
gonna ask for that, if there was any way we could have.
Yeah, it's $20 extra.
Yeah, goes Carmen Ball.
It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. So, working with your team. Don't assume that they can do it on their own. So many people recruit people into their business and then just think that they can just go and do it. They can't. Most people cannot. Most people that come into our business have never done network marketing. Never did group, work with small business or with employees and stuff. It's all new for them. So don't assume they know what they're doing, because they don't, and they'll stop. And that's one of the big reasons they stop. Okay. Call your new associate every day for 20 days. What's that 20 days? What is that tied to?
Fast start.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Your job is to get them their first paycheck. And that 20 days, again, they need to know that they're supported and not just given information and told to just go out there. You got it. It's simple. They're going to shut down. Build a relationship with them. Super important. I like to go, if they're local here, I like to go have lunch or coffee with them just to see what their environment is. What are they dealing with? It's not the same as mine. So I want to go see what they're dealing with, and also let them know I'm a real person. I'm fun. I'm here for you. I have answers for you, all of that. And you do that by building a relationship. You don't want to just bring people in and they're just part of your team because you are trying to fast start qualify, or you are trying to get performance club, or you're trying to win a trip. It has to be about them. Okay. Send text messages reminding them of live presentations and trainings. Again, don't assume they're going to remember this just because you've been in it for 20 years. So you know when they are. So about a half an hour before any event or Zoom, I will text everybody to say, don't forget, 30 more minutes and we start. Okay. Are we good there? Okay. Find out their why. So this is another key thing that we do. And I want to demonstrate like how to find their why, because I feel like it's really brushed over. It's what is your why, right? So I asked, yes, come up here so that I can demonstrate how to dig for somebody's why.
Yeah. Just be sure to stand by the microphone.
I'm going over there. Your chair. Okay. And I want you guys to just pull out another piece of paper, and I want you to do this with us, okay? But think about yourself. Then afterwards, I'm going to ask you to do it to somebody else. So that way you really understand. Because when you ask somebody the why, like what's your why?
My family.
Your family, okay? Your body will naturally go into protective mode because it's personal and vulnerable when you ask somebody what their why is. So they're automatically gonna say family, financial freedom, buy a house, go on vacation, okay? That's a normal, I call it a surface answer. So if I say, so your why is your family. So what does that mean?
I want to make sure that I'm able to protect them and provide for them.
Okay, and in what way?
Don't want to have to worry about paying bills every month that I know I can't cover with my job.
Okay, great. Now, if you could cover all those bills, okay, let's say you won the lottery. You just won the lottery. What would your world look like? In other words, what is your dream?
I would be traveling with my family to many countries.
Like
and
where would you, what's the spot?
First spot, Egypt.
Egypt. Okay, so what about Egypt then?
See the pyramids, be able to take a 360 photo from one of them.
Okay, 360 photos. Okay, great. And would you take your kids with you?
Oh,
So you want to travel with your kids?
yes,
Very good. And are your kids interested in Egypt, or do they have another place they'd like to go?
they have another place.
Okay, it's that one.
My daughter wants to go to Bali.
Bali.
Yes.
Have you been able to take her to Bali?
No.
Yes. So if you could do that, what would that mean for you? If you could really take your child, your daughter, to Bali as being her dream place, what would that mean for you?
That would mean the world. That'd be priceless.
Prices in what way?
I would feel like I'm doing my job as a parent, like doing the things that my kids want to do in life, and I'm the one providing it for them.
Okay. And you don't feel like you can do that?
No.
Right. So that would be a huge dream.
Yes.
So what I want to tell you is most people, we go to work to pay our bills, correct? We'll go to work to make money, but is that exciting? No, we're paying our bills. We have to do that, right? If you dig enough down to where you find out, so their body language, you heard her a little choked up when she talked about her daughter and going to Bali, right? That's her why. That's what you tap into. So most people, like I said, will be surface answers. If you don't dig for it, you don't have what will motivate them. Their why will motivate them. So when they get disappointed, then you could always go back to their why. Why are you doing this? You're not doing it for the money. You're doing it to take your daughter to Bali. Correct? So, okay, thank you. Okay, I just want to take like a couple minutes. I don't even know what time it is. Am I doing good on time?
Sure.
Okay. And just partner up, and I want you to practice that. So someone has to be a little vulnerable, but just between the two, you don't have to come up here and do it. But I really believe this is a key thing, because people are going to get disappointed. And if you don't know what motivates them, you can't keep them in the game. I had a cousin who, she was in a car accident. She was hit by a drunk driver, and she has a plate in her head. So she had to learn how to walk and talk all over. And she really struggled with talking. She talks like a kid learning how to talk the talk. So she joined my team. This was when I was with Mary Kay. She joined my team with Mary Kay, not to make money, but to learn how to get better at speaking to people, because it's going to put her out there to learn and to do it. It's going to force her to get better. And so that was her why. So every time I knew she wasn't going to do great, she couldn't, we had to come up with ideas how she could do a demonstration. But when she would go down, I'd say, what are you doing this for? You're not doing it for the money. Don't worry about that sale that didn't happen. You want to do it so you can learn to talk to people. She'd always say, you can talk to people so good, that you just got to put yourself out there. So that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Everybody needs to make money, clear, but that's not going to get you out of bed and really giving your 100%. It's going to make you go through day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, right? Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, Gene's going to share what he discovered what his why is.
So my why is to help build a legacy for my kids. Being able to go visit my son who's out in Philly whenever I want. Travel to Spain one day, and also be able to buy that Dodge Challenger.
Oh, see, there's the real why right there. You see that? You see how his body changed? His body language changed?
All right,
That's the
just-
stuff you want to look for.
Just being able to go to a car dealership and say, hey, I'm gonna pay cash for this vehicle. It's the one I want.
Exactly. Good. Well, thank you for sharing.
Sure.
We have one more person who might want to share. Hurry, come on. Remember, this helps people. You know, we got to put ourselves out there sometimes. One, we are all growing, right? Hey, Carlos, thank you. So what did you discover was your why?
So close to the.
Yeah, they gotta hear you on here too.
Okay, well, my why has always been my family. I have my wife and I have twin daughters. And I've had health issues, so it's been hard for me to spoil them, give them things. And that's what I want to do.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yay. Okay, so the next thing is to be their cheerleader. Okay, celebrate every win, big or small. If they got a guest on that Zoom and it's the first time they did it, you need to celebrate that. Right? Not just, oh, did they sign up? Or how much did they buy? Or, you know, any of those. It's congratulations, you invited somebody to put them in front of the information. So always celebrate, big or small. Be their biggest cheerleader. Don't run from their disappointments. People are going to have disappointments. Again, if you know what their real why is, and you spent that time to build a relationship with them, then when they get disappointed, you can pull them back by saying that. Don't run. Don't just say, oh, they didn't, you know, that person didn't sign up or they didn't do anything. And they're frustrated because they've signed 3 people up and nobody's done a thing. Don't run from that. Address it. Let them know that you're there to help, and let's see what you're doing. For instance, sometimes I do Zooms where I make phone calls so the team can be on there so they can hear it because they're stuck. And then reverse it, they can do it and I can critique it. So don't run from the disappointments and don't be afraid to lead them. You are their leader. Whether you're learning to be a leader or not, you are their leader. You brought them into something. So don't be afraid to lead them. Any questions on that? Okay. And then teach them the system by using the system. Again, we just signed I was telling Chris, we just another new associate just signed up a new associate this morning.
Yes.
Before Super Saturday started, because she had him on the video. She texted, can you do a 3-way? I have someone watching the video. We did the 3-way call and she took them to their website and got them signed up. Because it's the system, it's simple, right? And then eventually you become the expert for your team, right? So you can continue to do that. And then do 3-way calls with your leaders for support. So again, we have great leaders here in Colorado. There's no reason why we can't be helping each other. And let's grow, let's grow Colorado. Okay. Thank you guys. That's it.
Big round of applause for Carmen Ball.